Okay, we're live. It's been a little while, and I apologize for the delay. Let's try doing a couple things here. All right, we're just getting up and running here, getting a couple things closed on my computer to give us a little bandwidth. Let's see. Let some people get joined in. There we go. All right, we're just getting started. Sorry, I'm a couple minutes late. There's always computer issues to deal with. And thanks for joining in. We'll let people kind of flow in a little bit here. I always have technical errors getting these things set up, and here I am today with more technical errors. I didn't think I would have that problem again, but nonetheless, we're getting started. As people join in, the way this works is that you'll ask questions, you'll type whatever questions you have, and usually like within an hour, I try to answer as many of those questions as I can. So I kind of did this a little bit impromptu tonight and didn't give a lot of heads up, but I think we'll get enough people here today to get some questions. So let me get my bearings on this. All right, so as we get started, whatever questions you have, I'll answer those. As you join in though, and you just put them in the comments, and then I answer whatever I can answer. So in the comments right now though, tag a couple people that you know that might want to participate. If you tag them in the comments, then they can join in. And just a quick sound check. Anyone on the comments, can you hear me okay? Yes? I was having technical errors trying to get this thing set up again on my computer, but I think I got it all worked out. So, someone in the comment section, can you hear me? If you can hear me, say I can hear you in the comments. I'm worried I'm not seeing the comments. There we go. Perfect. Thanks, Bridget. Okay. Okay, so if you're new, if you haven't seen one of these before, what I try to do, thanks Melinda, you just ask any adoption related questions, and I try to answer as many of them as I can. Hi Marcy. Marcy, thanks for joining. I wasn't expecting to see you here today. You've got so much to celebrate. So nice seeing you here. And Dana, nice seeing you too. So if you would, in the comments, also tag anybody that you might think want to join this. So if you tag them in the comments, then they can know that this is going on, because I didn't give everybody a lot of heads up. Hi Shannon, it has been a minute. I was actually in the middle of cutting the grass this afternoon, and I was like, you know what? I haven't done one of those Q&As for a while, so let's do that. So I stopped cutting the grass, and then I posted that on Facebook. Hey, that's funny. Hey, Heather. So I cut the grass, and then I slammed a Chipotle burrito real fast with the family, and then the family went on a walk with our dog Daisy, and then I jumped in the shower and came here as fast as I could. So this is post cutting grass and eating an amazing burrito and going for a walk, Grant, in a black t-shirt. So, who else we have here? Perfect. Okay. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get started. As you join in, there's still people kind of joining in, so I keep repeating myself, but go ahead and ask questions, whatever your questions are relating to adoption, ask them in the comment section, and I will then answer all the questions that I can answer between now and we'll say 10 o'clock or 10:10 since I was a couple minutes late. We've had a pretty exciting week. We finalized a few adoptions today and finalized a few adoptions yesterday, and I think every day this week I've finalized adoption. So it's been great. I've been seeing kind of things pick back up a little bit. I'm sure some of you have not seen that with your cases. That's just natural. But DCS is moving things along, and the courts are starting to move things along, and DCS as well. So that's very encouraging. So anyhow, again, you'll type your comments over there. Type your answers over there. And in the comment section, I'm pointing to the comment section on my screen, actually, that way. And we'll get going. So here we go. First question from Dana. Once a subsidy is agreed upon, how long is it good for? So subsidy agreements typically, Dana, are good through the age of 18, at least through the age of 18. Now, there are certain circumstances when a child gets close to 18 that they can have that subsidy agreement extended to the age of 21. Things like, not just by itself, but like maybe being in high school and some other conditions would apply. You can apply for that subsidy to recurring subsidy in Medicaid to extend to the age of 21. And as you get closer to the child turning 18, I believe the state, I've been told by the person who handles this at DCS that she will actually mail out a application for that extension. So if you're getting close to age 18, say age 17, give yourself some time, reach out to DCS proactively, or reach out to your adoption attorney so they can connect you with the person at DCS so that you can apply for that subsidy to extend beyond age 18. Rachel, hi Rachel. When a plan changes to concurrent, is it appropriate to file for adoption? So I'm a big fan of filing an adoption petition early, and maybe earlier than DCS wants a petition to be filed. But I look at filing a petition for adoption through the eyes of an adoption attorney and not through the eyes of a DCS family case manager or DCS adoption or DCS, just a DCS attorney. So as an adoption attorney, there are certain reasons why you would want to file a petition for adoption sooner rather than later. I did a video on this a little while ago on YouTube about sometimes certain folks at DCS will say that it's illegal to file a petition for adoption prior to termination being filed or prior to termination being granted. And that's just completely false, completely wrong, fake news, not accurate at all, even a little bit at all. Anybody, a Judge Flagging, who's retired and now, but he once said to me that anyone can file a petition for adoption for anybody at any time. And that's true. You can file a petition for adoption for anybody at any time. I'm speaking as a lawyer, as an adoption attorney right now, what my view as adoption attorney on when you can file a petition for adoption. Putting that aside, there's also some finesse that goes into filing a petition for adoption. And when it's your question was Rachel, was very well worded, because you said, when is it appropriate to file a petition for adoption? Not necessarily when are you able, but when is it appropriate to file a petition for adoption? So according in DCS, in the Chin's court's eyes, it is certainly not appropriate to file a petition for adoption if the plan is reunification. Now, if the plan is concurrent or the plan is adoption, I take the stance that the words adoption is out there, so it's appropriate to file a petition for adoption. I certainly have seen judges in smaller counties or some family case managers disagree with that approach, but the plan's concurrent and the plan is adoption as part of the plan, so I think you should be okay filing a petition for adoption. DCS really doesn't want a petition for adoption filed until the plan's changed to adoption or concurrent in most counties. So if the plan is adoption or any part of adoption, I think it is appropriate to file a petition for adoption. But keep in mind that there might be certain facts about your case that would lead you to want to file a petition for adoption earlier than when the plan changes from reunification to adoption. And a competent adoption attorney will know what those circumstances are and why you need to file a petition for adoption earlier in certain cases. So consult with a competent adoption attorney to figure out if you should file a petition for adoption earlier rather than later. And it's a hint, it has to do with whether or not there is a legal father, a father on the birth certificate. Moving on to Melissa Darling. Do you help parents who have adopted special needs children through foster care get guardianship once the child is 18? If so, what is the process? Melissa, I'd be happy to talk to you or point you in the right direction. So if you want to send me an email, and I'll just put my email address in a response to your comment, shoot me an email and either I'll help you or I'll point you in the right direction, okay? Scrolling down, Shannon. Shannon always loves to give me a hard time on these calls, but not today. No PRI talk from Shannon. Shannon, I just have to say, before you get deep into conversation, one of my twins is obsessed with the adoption blanket that she got in her backpack on adoption day. Will only sleep and snuggle with it. Has to have it when she stays with grandma or aunt. I think, hang on, no, where to go? I think in some way it's a security or her way of knowing that symbolizes her comfort and forever home. So don't change those. She says they're the softest ever. You're gonna make me cry, Shannon. I've turned into a softie lately, and I've been crying a lot at final hearings, but that's really sweet. For final hearings, I give the kids this like little gift right here. And there's these soft blankets in those backpacks that Shannon's referring to. And that's what she's talking about. And now, Shannon, I'm gonna cry. So I'm gonna scroll past your comment because I can't start crying this early in this. Katie Miller, our TPR was granted. Well, let me just take a break before I say Katie's because a lot more people have joined. So the way this works, for those that have joined since I started answering questions, whatever questions you have, type them in the comments. Try to keep them short. Don't go like this. If your question starts with like 15 years ago, the mother's aunt's cousin's boyfriend's sister's wife's brother ran away to Vegas, and don't start there. Just kind of get right to the question. So ask your question. I'll try to get as many as I can. It's okay if you ask a question I've already answered. I'll just answer it again. That's okay. And we'll try to get as many through these. I said 10, but I've never not got through all the questions. So here we go. Katie Miller, our TPR was granted and we are waiting our 30 days. How soon do I contact your office? Oh, my office. Well, that would be great. You contact my office now. TPR is granted. Let's get on it, Katie. So you're in the sweet spot just to get going right away. Let me just find your comment right here. Katie, I'm putting in Claire's email address here to schedule consult. So you can email Claire at kirsch.com. Kirsch is 5 letters. None of them are a C. Email Claire, Katie, and she'll set up a consultation. I also have my wife on here, who I love dearly. Emily's watching. Emily is my wife and paralegal and office mate. We literally work that close to each other. It's like 10 feet. That's love, everybody. So she's watching, and she always makes sure I don't miss comments or things like that. So let's see. Katie, all right. Dana, let me clarify. We have filed to adopt. TPR has been continued for almost 3 years. We have already agreed to an amount for subsidy once adoption is final, but it's already been almost a year since we agreed to that. Does it ever? Oh, no. You, Dana, you signed a contract, Dana. So that contract is good. Is good. It doesn't matter if the adoption isn't finalized. You've signed a contract, and And that's it. And I know who your attorney is. You got a great attorney, and they're super smart, and they wouldn't let what you're worried about even happen if it could happen. Amanda, hi Amanda. Is there a way to push through with court so things don't get dragged out? Seems like they just postpone over and over. So Amanda, you bring up a great point, and everyone really take note as to what Amanda's asking here, because one very aggravating part about just the legal system in general is that things can drag out. And like, if you set a TPR date and like you have this trial date and that's your trial date, you have to count on it getting continued, because a public defender is always going to take the opportunity to push it out a little bit further to get their client a little bit more time to move things, in their client's favor, and it just drags out. So there's not a lot, Amanda, that you can do, because you're not, in the eyes of the court, you're not a party to the case. You have no legal standing to make any legal arguments as a foster parent. You could certainly try to intervene in the case and try to do what you're saying, but that can be expensive, and it can also be, intervening in a Chin's case can sometimes be like a shot across the bow to DCS, that maybe they think you don't think they're doing their job, and maybe, I don't want to go down that rabbit hole, but Amanda and Adam, just hang in there. I know it's not fun, but just a lot of pain and just kind of going through the process. So do the best you can just to get through the process and hang in there, okay? Shannon, she calls it, Shannon, the adoption blanket. She calls it the adoption blanket. We love that it's special to her. Thank you. You're welcome, Shannon. Thank you very much. There's Hey saying hi to M. There's M saying hi to us. Melissa Marsh, do you represent... Oh, every time I hover over a comment, I get like the thumbs up and thumbs down and the angry face, and it hides what I'm trying to look at. Melissa, do you represent people in Northwest Indiana? Melissa, I do represent people in Northwest Indiana, and I'm here today to correct, I would say, a mistake, but it's not a mistake. I would like to go on the record to clear something up. I've always represented people from all over the state, but I've only ever really filed by adoptions, let me put this down because it gets out of focus when I do that, in Hamilton County, where I'm located. Hamilton County is the county just north of Marion County, Indianapolis. So Hamilton County. And I've done that forever because it's where I'm located and it's easy and a lot of different reasons. But I have changed my approach, and I'm willing to file adoptions in other counties. So starting this year, about the second quarter of this year, I've started telling clients that I will file your adoption. There's 3 counties you can file an adoption in now, because the law just changed, because we changed it. You can file it where the agency is located. So, the Department of Child Services, the county your case is out of, basically. It can be filed where you live, the county in which you live, okay? Or it can be filed in the county in which the adoption attorney has an office. So those 3 counties right there, bam, bam, bam. So I will file your adoption in your county going forward. So if you hear anyone say that Grant Kirsh only files petitions for adoption in Hamilton County, you now know, 41 of you now know, to say that's not true. He'll file it in any county. And the reason why I've done that is because a lot of Chin's court judges and family case managers, they're local to that county, and they want to see the case through, and I don't want to steal that adoption from them. So I'll file and I'll file all over the state of Indiana. So there you go, Melissa. Leanne Williams. Why is it taking central eligibility so long to determine if the child gets subsidies? It's been 6 weeks, and I am impatiently waiting. Leanne, 6 weeks is kind of like right at when they should make their eligibility determination. They tend to take 45 days to make an eligibility determination, but send me an email right now, Leanne, right now, and ask me to check in on it. So let me just, sometimes someone drops the ball and I can check in and make sure everything's going the right way. So Leanne, send me an email and I'll check in on that on your case. Samantha, I just want to say, Grant Kirsch, you are the best. Thanks for making our adoption the smoothest ever. Thank you. Thank you very much, Samantha. That's very kind of you to say that. And it's great to hear from you. I hope the kids are doing well. Dana, you're welcome. Amanda, you're welcome. Melinda, us too. Great. Oh, you're Melinda, you're saying in regards to CEU. So just to cover that again, Melinda and Leanne, CEU, who does a fantastic job. I don't know how they do it. They do as fast as they do it, frankly, typically, but they have 45 days to make an eligibility determination. So 45 days to make an eligibility determination. Once they make the eligibility determination, they send that to your caseworker, and then your caseworker sends that to you and your attorney, hopefully your attorney, and then you fill out a payment request information form. If you want to kill some time, Melinda and Leanne, you might have already done it actually, but you can start working on your PRI form, payment request information form. Darnell, Grant, do you have options of doing a payment plan for adult adoptions, and then once it is paid in full, you could do the work for life? Yeah, Darnell, give me a call about it. I love adult adoptions. Just shoot me an email and let me figure out what's going on, and I'll do whatever, man. I'll help you out. Let me scroll back down to, I'm liking every comment as I go through them, so I make sure I hit them all. Melissa, again, great. We have a consult with you on the 23rd. Oh, we are in Lake County and Lake County DCS. Perfect. Melissa, I look forward to meeting you on the 23rd. And man, that's it. Not a lot of questions, or everyone's just being shy. I don't know what it is. I could just generally just talk about how things are going right now. Oh, no, there's one. Okay, Paula came in. Thanks, Paula. DCS has told us they have started the TPR process. Okay, that's a step in a good direction. We have 4 siblings with mother and 3 with father. We have 4 siblings with mother and 3 fathers. Oh, okay, got it. One father is recently deceased. The other 2 are living in other states. That's sad. What process can we expect to happen regarding the fathers during TPR? Paula, it really, the deceased father, that's an easy one. But for the fathers who are living out of state, are they participating? Are they doing what they're supposed to do? Are they participating in services, or are they showing up to court or communicating with their attorney? If they're living out of state, I would suspect, I could be completely wrong, but they're MIA and they're not doing anything. So if they're not doing anything, they're really not much of a threat to termination. Man, I was sweating out there cutting the grass today. I feel dehydrated. Okay. All right, I'll wait for the next question to come in. So one really upsetting thing that happened recently was to find out that this new subsidy law, that 50% floor, is only good for CANS level 3 under the SAS, the state subsidy program. Hopefully we can, that was just a jump. It was always a jumping off point to improve things for subsidies, and hopefully over time we can increase that or change or expand that new law to make subsidies better for everybody. So that's the hope. Okay, no other questions? I'm gonna go to bed early tonight. That's not a horrible thing. If you have any other questions, you can ask them. Now, I would also encourage all of you to follow us on YouTube. I've been trying to do these YouTube videos, and I've been enjoying it. It's been fun. I bought all of this camera equipment, even like these huge lights. Look at this enormous light. I can't use it here because it doesn't really work on my desk. Got this nice camera, and the videos have been fun, and I've got a good reception to it. So make sure you go to the YouTube channel and follow us there too. Okay, we got another question. Was just going to ask you to talk about subsidies. Hey, did I answer your question? I think if I didn't, hey, tell me. Elizabeth, hello. I'm too young to foster, but was wondering what's the best way to support foster adoption families. I put together welcome boxes for foster kids. That's amazing. Elizabeth, you live in Valparaiso. Elizabeth, you send me an email and let's talk about how we can collaborate together, or I can point you in the direction of how to help. I've got a couple ideas for you. That's really cool of you just wanting to help. Round of applause, everyone, to Elizabeth, just for being a good person. There needs to be more good people like Elizabeth in the world. Okay. That was super short, but I kind of asked for it because I only gave everybody, like, I don't know, an hour or something to know I was even doing this. So, does anyone else have any questions or anything? You don't have to be a question. You want to just say something that I want me to comment on? Like, when's the good time to hire an adoption attorney, or what information is needed for subsidy negotiations, or what my favorite episode of The Office is, because it's the best TV show ever. Anything. Nothing. That's fine. Okay. I'll take that as it's time to go to bed, or to go home and tuck the kids in and go to bed, even if Emma hasn't put them to bed yet. And that's a wrap. So thanks everybody for joining in. I will try to be better about doing these more often, but please go to our YouTube channel and subscribe to it. This would mean a lot to me because I've been trying to get more followers on this YouTube channel, so that I can just have more followers on the YouTube channel. So I just plugged it in as the comments. You can click on that, hit subscribe, and then make sure to hit the little bell icon. I see more questions coming in, so I will answer those too now. So here we go. Becky is still working on the paperwork. Leanne, how are negotiations going with the new law? Leanne, it's going great if it's CANS level 3 under the state program, because you get 50%. I have seen them not negotiate much up from there, but it sets a good bar, because I had one case like where under the new law they got like 30 bucks, I'll say, and the negotiator says the way he would have calculated it prior to the new law, they would have only gotten $8. So that did really well for that family. Paula, what do we need to have at a TPR hearing? You don't need to have anything, Paula. You're just kind of there to either testify if they subpoena you to testify, or just sit quietly, because you're not a party to the case and you can't really make any legal arguments at that TPR unless you're a party to the case. Rachel, The Office. How about Friends? I definitely watched Friends growing up as a kid, because everyone did. And I went back and watched it recently. I like it. I mean, it's funny. I think Seinfeld's funny too, but The Office, you can't beat it. If anyone wants to watch a very funny episode of The Office, watch the dinner party episode of The Office. It is hysterical, absolutely hysterical. Dinner party. Back to being an adoption attorney. Amy, when is a good time to hire an adoption attorney? Amy, I always think it's a good idea to consult with an adoption attorney sooner rather than later, because there are certain things about your case, and you have to understand that DCS has an agenda, and it's not a bad thing. They have a mission, and they're following their mission. And their mission might not necessarily align with your mission. And talking to an adoption attorney sooner rather than later, is a good idea, because maybe there are things about your case that a competent adoption attorney can identify, which would mean that you could take different action. Sometimes, if your attorney knows what they're talking about, sometimes they can have certain conversations with DCS that can help speed things up, or help DCS kind of think creatively on how to solve a problem. So I always think talking to an adoption attorney, at least talking, not even just hiring, but just consulting with an adoption attorney sooner rather than later is a good idea. And Stephanie, we have a foster kiddo, not a U.S. citizen, but was placed with us. Mom is here, dad is deceased. his mom is here, dad is deceased. If they TPR, how does that work since he is not a U.S. citizen? Also, little brother born here, U.S. citizen, different father, was here and jailed and deported. DCIS spoke with him. He wants the kid. How does that work as well? Very complex question, Stephanie Miller. I couldn't answer it on this. That's difficult. But if you send me an email, putting my email address right here. If you send me an email, I'd be happy to kind of talk to you more about it. I've had cases with children who aren't U.S. citizens, and I had a crazy case once where the kids weren't U.S. citizens, and the foster mom, who was a relative, just took off and went to Mexico with them. It was crazy. It all worked out fine in the end, but man, did not see that coming. And okay, so in conclusion, first off, thanks for watching. If you'd like to set up a consultation to talk about your case, I'm saying this and typing it, please email claire@kirsh.com, and Claire will get a Zoom meeting set up in the same box right here, just like this, and we'll talk about your case. And thank you very much for joining, and I will try to be better about giving people more heads up next time so that it's not so last minute. I have to check my text messages to make sure my wife didn't tell me anything that I forgot to do. Okay, I covered everything. All right, everybody, have a great night. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all on the next video. Go watch the YouTube videos as well. Let me know what you think. Comment, thumbs up, subscribe, bell, all of that stuff. And Paula, do we pay in the first visit? Paula, I don't know what that means. But Paula, shoot me an email and I will explain what you mean by that, Paula. Okay, everybody. I'm signing off. Everybody have a great night and be safe, and go give those kiddos laying in bed. Hopefully they're in bed or they're running crazy around the house. But go give them a hug and kiss. Tell them you love them. You're all doing a great job. Keep it up. I know it's hard. I talk to you all every day. What you're doing is hard, and not many people will do it. But do it. But keep it up. Keep doing what you're doing. You guys take care, and I'm signing off. Bye.